I'm on the hunt for a £50 catfish, but it turns out it wasn't as easy as it seemed, so come with me and see how I tackle a new water. So we've just arrived at Hillside Fishery. It's the first time I've ever been to this venue. We've come for some fairly sized cats. I think they go up to £50 in here. There's a good head of carp as well, up to I think £30. Upon first look, it looks quite good, to be honest with you. There's quite a bit of weed, but I don't think that it's anything we can't manage. Doing a bit of research over this place, it seems, for the cats anyway, just free lining some luncheon meat or something like that works quite well. We're going to get set up now. We're going to get the bivvies up because we've had a few spots of rain and I don't want to get caught out in it. So yeah, I'll walk you through the rigs and stuff that we're using once I've done that. So catch you in a bit. Right, so that's the bivvy all set up. I think now it's time to get the rods out, get all them set up. The conditions feel quite fishy, although the pressure is quite high. I think we've got a chance. I'm seeing fish moving. I've seen a fish jump before, so I'm going to get a rod around that area as well. So it is getting quite rainy now, so I think I'm going to start putting some stuff into the bivvy before it gets too wet. So the most important part when it comes to fishing, rod placement. Now it's quite a small water, there's not much options, but this is sort of my style, to be fair. I quite like features. Got all these reeds along the edge. We've got an island that runs across the whole middle of the lake. So there's only a channel there and a channel there, 3 more pegs on the other side. So I think we're gonna have a rod just there for the cats. I did see a fish here top, jumped out of the water, so I've got to keep my eye on that. Probably another rod along these reeds, and then for the carp, maybe somewhere in the middle here, out of the way of the weeds if I can, or somewhere along this little bay. I'll come back when we're going to put the rods in. Unfortunately, I lost the audio for this section of the video, so I'm just going to add a little voiceover, and I'm just going through what we're going to be using on the carp rods. I've got some pre-made rigs here. I'm going to be using a Ronnie that I made up previously. If you want to check out how to do these, I've got plenty of tutorials on my other socials that I'll link below. We're going to be putting on a yellow squid pop-up to match the cone that we're going to be putting in our pellets. In here we've got a mixture of 8mm, 6mm, 2mm, and some small boilies. I made these up last night so the pellets didn't go soggy. And then here we have loads of boilies, a mixture of fish bites, original and some manila. These have been soaking in manila liquid for about 12 months now, so they are amazing. And now I'm just going to add the cone to the pellets and give it a good mix. So like I say, nice and simple for the carp today. Small lead on. The rules here, you can't have a big lead on anyway, but I thought even if a cat decides to pick this up, there might not be so much resistance for it. So that's just on a lead clip to a quick change swivel. I like to put that on because I tie loops in the end of my rig, so I can just simply change them over when I need to. On my Ronnie, I've got some stiff material. I'm hoping that's going to lay out nicely if there's a bit of weed there or something like that. I'm using a pop-up to hopefully stand out above the weeds if there's a little bed of it there. So yeah, we'll get that out and see how we do. So I've got the boat with me today. With this being a small water, I think the added stealth could be quite good, and also getting quite close to the reeds is very helpful as well. We're just going to load this up now and get the rod out on the spot. Hopefully we can snag one before the night. What a donut I am. They're trying to set up the boat and I've not even put the batteries in. So attempt number 2, if we can get them in. There we go. Let's try again. Ah, there we go, got it to work. Let's load up the rig, pop that underneath, ready to go. Open the hopper, and boom. Lay that in nicely, and then we'll go with a bit of this pellet mix with corn, and then a couple of handfuls of boilie. Now this is quite a sweet mix. My thinking is, I mean, it is a little bit out there. I'm trying a bit of sweet because the carp in here probably see plenty of stinky stuff with people trying to go for the cats. So thinking maybe a bit different, they might be interested. So we'll see. Let's get it out. So we'll just put the boat in the water now. Try not to fall in. Give it a little push out the snags. And I think this one, we're gonna go over to the left. So we're not gonna go too far left, and we're just gonna drop it right in the middle, I think, there. Like I said, there's not a lot of water to go at, but surely the fish are gonna pass by at some point. And that's it, the trap's set. Gonna keep the drag fairly loose. Again, if a cat wants to pick it up, it's not gonna feel too much resistance. So we'll just go through this rig here now while I'm making it. So large hook, I'm just going to thread it through the front of the ice which comes out the back. Now I've probably stripped off maybe 6 or 7 inches of this braid here, just to give us enough for the hair and enough to wrap around the hook. I'm going to tie my hair here quite large. We'll go maybe about 2 inches, just so then we've got enough for the bait that we're going to put on. Always moisten up your knots as well. Just bring the hook up to that now, lay it to whereabouts we want it, go for about there, strip a bit more of that back, just so then we've got enough for this knotless knot here. So we'll go for about 8 wraps. I want this rig to be quite long, so we'll go for about 12 inches or so. Like so. So what we've got there is an absolutely deadly catfish rig. And I've stripped off a little bit extra there, just to give it a bit of extra movement when the fish decides to pick it up, and that hair's long enough there for our big bait to put on. And then in this end I'm just going to tie a loop and put on an anti-tangle sleeve. Now for baits, naturally very stinky and very oily. I made these last night, chopped up some luncheon meat. That one has been soaking in just pure liver juice, so that absolutely reeks. Should do the job. And then just as a second option, we're going to do one of each. This one has been soaking in chili oil and Fish Bites fireworm, which I think is really good. Should check out as well. Another thing that I made up last night, just to get the oils soaking around. Didn't put the juices in again so the pellets didn't go too soggy. We're going to cover that in some liver as well, and some chili oil. Oh, I've got some cheese and garlic as well. So in here we've got halibut pellets and some small boilies. Mixture of garlic sausage, chicken and chorizo, all oily stuff, meaty stuff. The catfish absolutely love it. Right, so the rigs are all set up now. Took me a while to get this tubing on. So I've got about a foot of tubing. From what I've seen of this place online, the best method for the cats here, I mean cats are already quite wary, but they seem to be extra wary on here, so we've not even got a lead on. The best tactic on here seems to be just free lining a bit of luncheon meat. So main line tubing where the rig joins here, a couple of bits of sleeve in there, and then the rig straight to some meat. So we're going to put that on now and then get the rods out, and then hopefully got some chance to have a bit of dinner. This one is the liver, should be oozing after last night's soaking, so we'll get that on there, put a little bait stop on like so. Perfect. That right there is going to catch us some cats. We'll get the next one ready. This one is the chili oil and the fireworm. That is a beautiful colour, beautiful stuff. Let's get it in the water. So same again with the boat here. First we'll get the fireworm. We'll just set that down here, put that under. we'll just put the glug directly on top of the mix here. We're going to put some cheesy garlic on top and a bit of chili oil. Squeeze that on there. I mean, that's already leaving a great slick along the water. This one we will go just to the left here in this margin. I think the looks about good, so we'll drop that in there. Now we're going to leave this line quite slack just because we don't want to spook them. Take the drag off quite a lot and bring the boat back for the second one. For the next one we've got the liver, some of the bait. We're just going to put some liver on top. Beautiful. I'm going to drop that one there. Perfect. And again, slack line with quite minimal drag on. Perfect. So it's just gone about 3 o'clock now. All the rods are set up and I think it's time for a bit of dinner. So I'm just going to walk to the car now and grab it. Nice and easy today. Just got a little pasta salad and a couple bits of chicken. And then we're going to have some lovely steaks tonight, I think. So this is what we're going to have for dinner today. Barbecue chicken pasta and some chicken chunks and a can of pop. So we're going to eat this, hang about for a few hours, maybe throw some more bait in later, and I'll catch up with you. So it's been about 2 hours now. We're on about 5 o'clock-ish. Not really had anything on the rods yet, not even a liner or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck a bit of extra bait out because hopefully the noise might attract them in a little bit. Just the sound of the bait hitting the water should get them a bit curious, I'm hoping. Let's get to it. So I'll come back in a few more hours, maybe recast, check if there's any weed on the hooks or anything like that. It's still early session, and to be fair to you, catfish are more nocturnal anyway, so I'm not in a rush. So it's about 6:30 now, still no signs of any fish. It seems to be quite tough, but it's getting close to the evening now, so we're going to do a quick rig check and a reset, and hopefully we can bag one tonight. Ah well, looks like we're missing our bait. Something's been playing with it. Let's check the other one. No bait on that one again. I think that luncheon meat might be a bit soft. We might have to check it a bit more often. Let's check the carp rig. Oh, the carp rig's fine there. No weed on there either. That's good. Promising. Let's get them back out. The carp rig here, I'll just cast it back out and then we'll just throw some bait over the top. Just a little underarm there. It's not so deep here, to be fair. Let's get the cat rigs back out. So we're going to have to put some fresh bait on this, or both of them. Beautiful. And the next one. If it comes off again, we might have to go for a bit more of a tougher bait. If that doesn't catch me a cat, I don't know what will. So that's the rigs reset. It's about time we get some steak on. That's tea finished. Tell you what, I'm absolutely stuffed after that. Now, I think it's about 7:30. Not much to do now other than wait. Check the rods before we go to bed. Just going to be hiding in the bivvy because it just keeps raining, so there's not much we can do really. So, I'll catch you in a bit. So it's about 9 o'clock now, still nothing, so I'm just going to check my rods again, make sure my bait's on, have a little recast, probably getting ready for bed. So if you don't see me till the morning, we've probably not had any fish, but hopefully you'll catch me in the middle of the night. So we've just reset the rigs now. There was bait missing on one of the cat rigs, so put some meat on that now, recasted it out, got a few more pellets out on the spots, and we just hope for the best. Going to get ready for bed now. If we don't catch a fish in the middle of the night, then I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning guys, and unfortunately it's bad news. We didn't have any fish last night, but that's all part of the game, isn't it? It's quite wet and quite miserable this morning, so I think we're going to get packed up very soon. I think we will come back to this lake. I'm not totally disappointed. It is a nice water and there's good potential for some really nice cats in here. I don't really know anywhere else that I can get any catfish to this sort of size, so we will come back. I think next time I'll bring some extra bait because I did fall a bit short this session. It's been a tough session, but it's not ruined my love for fishing. As you all know, you can't catch them every time. That's why it's called fishing and it's not called catching. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future.